Happy Sunday, everyone. This is Thoa here tuning in live from a very beautiful Sweden today. I'm so happy to be here with you all. If this is your first time coming in live, my name is Thoa and I live in beautiful Sweden, and I'm the owner of the worldwide Biz with Thoa. And in the next few days, or the last few days, I have been committed to bring on some of my business partners all around the world, especially moms, who will share their stories with you. So today I have a beautiful business partner, also a very dear friend of mine, and we met through the online business. So, when we met the first time, we were just business partners, but now we have become very good friends, and it's so great to have her here with me, and have I have many business partners, but Anna is the closest one, living nearby, just 15 minutes away. So I'm so lucky to have her in my life. So I'm just gonna bring her on and let her introduce herself, okay? So if you're tuning in live, please say hello to me and tell me where you're from. And if you are coming in on a replay, also say hello and let us know where you're from. Okay, so let's bring Anna on. Hi, Anna.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for
After
being here.
after some last minute technical difficulties, there's always surprises in the online world, right? But here we are.
But here we are.
Um,
We sold that. You sold that. So that's okay, right? So we here.
mhm.
And I am so happy to have you. I know that you have a very busy schedule and you are free this weekend. So you want to spend a lot of time with your family, of course. But um, thank you for taking, some of your time to come on here live and share with us your story. So would you like to just introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like Toa said, I live in Sweden as well, and we live only 15 minutes apart. It's so funny how we basically have kids in the same school and we travel in the same circle, but we met each other through this global online business world. So a little bit about me then. I'm very excited to be here to share a bit about how I found this business and chose this business and why I love this business. So my name is Anna. I'm a dual citizen, Swedish American. I am a wife. I am a mother of two beautiful girls, aged 14 and 8. My professional background is in hospitality, but I am, of course, also a proud digital business owner. And on top of all of that, I also consider myself a career expat. Because I have lived pretty much most of my adult life outside of my home country. And a few years back, came back to Sweden, and now pretty much feeling like an expat here, navigating all the filings and systems and processes, both for myself and for my husband and for my family as we settle back in here in Sweden. And basically are stuck being part of two citizen and tax systems in this situation. So, like I
Mm.
always tell Toa, there's never a dull moment in my life. A little bit about my background then. So, it is in hospitality, and I quickly chose hospitality when I was younger because I wanted to travel and explore different cultures and see the world. So I started out in Switzerland. I was there for about 3 years, and then fairly quickly moved on to the US, where I spent most of my time outside of Sweden. So I started there in a management internship program that was supposed to be 18 months. Ended up working for that company for over 18 years. So you never know what you're going to get. Absolutely loving that experience. And that's where a lot of my life happened. That is where I met my husband. That is where we got married. In Florida is where we had our first daughter. And after that, we were kind of desperate for a different experience. So we moved as far as possible away from Florida as you can, from the southeast up to the North Pacific Northwest of the country. And we stayed there for another 4 years. So we loved our life there. But as life sometimes happens, both professional and personal circumstances came together and eventually pushed our way out back to my home country of Sweden again. So this, long story short, is basically where my online business journey began, because now we were in this new chapter. I had to reinvent myself, see how we were going to set up life for ourselves in this new but old country. And my husband doesn't speak the language, so it became kind of natural that I was the one to step out and try to create an income source for us. Since I have a background in hospitality and I love hospitality, it was also natural that that's where I would seek employment. So I found this little job in a hotel, which I'm lucky to really love. But at the same time, I felt like this wasn't going to provide for us the way that I wanted and create the opportunities that I wanted for myself and for my kids, and the experiences that I wanted our family to have. So I was open to something else. And this is where my first friend that put me on the online business path showed up. And that was someone back in the US. And she suggested an online business to me. So always up for a challenge. I got started with that to create a second income source. And I learned a lot from that experience. And I definitely fell in love with working online. Gained experience as mentoring online. So all in all, a good experience to start with. But gradually I started feeling like it wasn't the right fit as the business model, because I wanted something that would free up time, something that would be flexible, something that would allow me to feel like I was running a business, being a business owner. And this thing was basically making me feel like I had bought myself an online job. Because I had to be on the phone several hours every day. That was the only way to connect with people to move my business forward. There were all these pesky administrative fees you had to pay every month, which is not a good thing when you're starting out a business and getting going. At some point, it got really complicated as well. And I found myself in 3 different countries' tax systems that I tried to navigate just to operate the business. So you know all the ins and outs of this, Thoa, but very long story short, I pulled the plug on that business. And like I said, I had fallen in love with working online. So I was still very open to doing something else in the online space. And it's funny because I've told this story many times, and this is where I always say, and then another friend from Sweden came up, and that happened to be you. So now I can speak to
we
you.
met, for you guys who don't know, we met each other from the other online business. It's not like so we met each other from that online business, right? So please continue.
True.
Yeah,
exactly. So we knew each other in that business, but weren't working together in that business. We kind of just figured out that we were so close to each other, that we had kids in the same schools. We ended up starting supporting each other from a little bit more from afar in that business. And I knew that you had left that business for your reasons and that you had started something new. And I could just tell that something was up. Like, you were just so much more relaxed and seemed less stressed. And we're both busy moms juggling career and business and life. And that's not an easy situation. But I could tell that there was a shift that had happened within you. So I got more and more curious, like, well, what is she doing? Like, what is the secret ingredient that you've got hold of? I want to know what that is. So you didn't really say too much about it, but we had coffee one day and I asked you to share more information about it. And this is one thing that I really love about our business, that you just shared it the way that you would do with anyone that comes to you being interested in the business. Like, we don't push, we don't sell, we just share the information and then allow people to basically educate themselves, see if it's for them, and move forward if it is, and walk away if it's not. So it's a very non-pressure situation. So I basically got the information. I registered for a free webinar where you get the base information about our business. And I loved everything that I heard and saw in that webinar. So I basically decided I wanted to know more and took the next step. And when I had all the information, it was such a no-brainer for me, because it's basically having had another online business experience. This one just ticks all the boxes, everything that I was missing in the previous business. And there's too much to speak about because I could be here all day, but just the main things that were so different for me. The first thing is the flexibility, the fact that with this business, you really can, like you always say, with working online, you can choose whenever you work. But with this one, you really can, because it's not true with all businesses. If you have to be on the phone, you can work whenever, because you can't wake people up in the middle of the night to speak to them. So I really could do this around my schedule with the kids, with my work, with everything, early in the morning, late at night, whenever I wanted to. And then the thing that supports that is the automation. So even when I'm not actively working the business, it's working itself because it's running in the background, allowing people to connect with it and get information about it on their own terms. And then, of course, most importantly, just the quality time that you get with your family. When you can do your business around the needs of your family, then you, even if you have another job, you can still be there when you have time available to play with them, to do things with them, to have adventures with them and everything like that. So having all the information, I basically jumped in and I haven't looked back, and I've learned so much about myself. I know that I'm so happy with what I've achieved so far, and I know that that's beginning, and the best is yet to come. So yeah, that I would say in a short way, through all the twists and turns, is my story of how I came to our business.
You know, that's so great to have you on live, because I don't need to ask you any question, because you have said it all, right? You share so much, and I really appreciate you. Really have been sharing. You know, we've been learning about your past and what you're doing now and everything. But one thing I would love to also add on is, it's, you know, the way that I share to you is a demonstration about, you know, you don't need to push, like chase your friends and family and you know, ask them to buy any of your products or services or anything like that, right? That's the beauty of our business as well. We you get curious and you ask me, and of course, if somebody is curious and asks, you need to share your opportunity. But we don't go out and chase friends and family, organizing meetings or any demonstration nights or anything like that. So that's the beauty of the business. I really love that. And you basically talk about everything, you know, why you love the business so much, right? As a mom, you're very busy. I know you're working full time, and since it's in a hotel, it's very like, yeah, very, right? Sometimes on weekends and things like that as well. And having this business really is flexible for you, and it's suitable in a way that it's automated as well in the background. But of course, how was it for you in the beginning to? Now we're talking about you have experience from another online business and going to this online business. How was the training, and how was the startup for you?
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing, a big benefit about the business that I did not touch upon yet, and that is our training. Like, that is just world class, and it works in so many different ways, because it works in that there are sessions live every week that basically, if you're on the other side of the country, they're recorded so that you can tap into them. But I just find it something so unique that you basically have the founders of our business that is interacting with their worldwide community on a weekly basis, sharing their wisdom and inviting leaders on our global team to come and share their tips and tricks and everything. So that's an ongoing thing that I feel is the most inspiring part of the training, to tap into those and to learn from the best of the best in the business. In terms of the setup, it's very methodical and very easy because it's all video based. So you can basically do it at your own time. You could do it in the middle of the night if you wanted to. When you become a business owner with us, you get access to this platform of training for a lifetime basis, no monthly fees or anything like that. And there's everything there. There's how to set up your website. There's how to learn how to advertise on different platforms, how to do free marketing, how to do paid marketing, how to become a leader, how to mentor, how to go through the technical functions of a business. Like there really isn't anything that isn't covered in there. And I always say, you know, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So when you're new, it's really important to just focus on taking one step at a time. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And you just become such a different person when you go through this training, because you learn so much. So you really learn what you're capable of, and then you're implementing it in your business, seeing result of it as you're going. So yeah, I mean, the training, I think, is world class. And I love the fact that in our local team, we can't really say that we're local because we're all over the world, but in our global team, there is such a difference from our previous business, because there's so much room to collaborate and share ideas and to actually talk and interact with each other. Everybody has a seat at the table. Everybody can come and say, I want to share, I want to teach this, I want to contribute this. So it's so much more of a family situation than feeling like you're kind of a number in a business that you plug into a meeting where you get talked to, where you're supposed to flatter the people that are speaking. And that's basically, you learn a lot, but it's a little bit more of a flattery culture situation. So yeah, I mean, the training is just one of a kind, and definitely one thing that makes sure that anybody can do this business.
Well, I really love that part, you know, where we are, even if we're not living close to each other, you know, with our global team, we still come on and take time every week to come on and share what we have learned, and, you know, and learn from each other. And it's such a supportive community that everybody wants everybody well, right? Because we know that if we're going to go far, we need to go together. We need to help each other out. And that is the heart of our business, you know, helping others to help themselves, which means, you know, if they become successful, you will also become successful. And this is something that, you know, we can see on the weekly mastermind, right? We're talking about it a lot. You know, it's a people business, right? We're not here to just make money. We're here to help other people to create the life that they have been desiring, but without knowing how to do it. And you know, and I think because that's what we have been focusing on in our business, in our community, which means our community is so big, and it has become so successful in just 7 years, and that it's just amazing. One of the biggest online community out there for business owners, right? And I just love, you know, when you're in the community, you can see there's a different people coming on every single day to share their stories, right? You don't just see 10 people, 20 people who have this ton of success. You see hundreds of people having great success in the business. And they sometimes like, where have you been? I haven't seen your face before. But they've been doing the business for a few years and earning a lot of money every single week or month, and helping so many people. So for me, that is so inspiring. You know, that it doesn't really matter where you live in the world, right? What's your background, you know, where you're at in your life right now, you can still do this business, and you have the same chance to succeed as everybody else, because we are on the same platform, we have the same training, we have the same system, everything is the same, right? So it's like you say, it's a no-brainer.
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
Thank you so much, Anna. You know, time flies when we have fun, right? So just before I leave you with your family, having, you know, a beautiful Sunday. It's so beautiful outside. I cannot take my eye from how
Now,
what
the
I can
winter
see outside my
wonderlands.
window. Yeah, it's white, it's snow, it's sun. It's so beautiful, and I can see my kids playing outside with the neighbors' dogs as well. So yeah, it's so beautiful. But before I let you go, sorry, I have been asking this question to all the ladies who has been on my page the latest few days, is if money is no issue at all, and you can travel wherever you want in the whole world, where would it be?
I always wanted to go back to Africa. So there's a tie between Africa, because that was one of my most amazing experiences, and Asia, because I haven't been to Asia. So I'd have to say it would be one of those two. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Where in Africa?
I was in Durban, and then I traveled with a friend of mine and her family that had a safari company up to
Oh,
the Mozambique border, I think. So it was crazy, because when you travel with a South African family, they're used to all the natural dangers and stuff like that. It's like everyday situation for them. So we were out like walking in the jungle, and there were signs that you should not do this and you should not do that. But when you're with locals, you just do what the locals do. So I had
yeah.
some of the most amazing experiences there. Yeah.
Wow, wow. That's great. That's great. Well, I wish you,
Mhm.
all the best, right? I know we're working very closely, and I'm so happy, feel so happy and blessed that we can do that as well. And sometimes we do have our business coffee, and just amazing to meet you and
Mhm.
talk about everything. Sometimes we don't do any business, we just talk about anything else, right? But
Very true. Very true.
Anna, for taking your time. I really appreciate you, and I wish you and your family a beautiful Sunday, a beautiful first Advent. Do you say that in English? Advent? No.
First advent. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Have a great day, Anna. Bye for now.
The same to you. Bye bye.
Bye. So that was Anna. She is so amazing, and we have so fun together when we meet up in person as well. And that is something that I wish I can do more with all my business partner around the world. But stay tuned for tomorrow. We have another beautiful lady, and this time she was born in Morocco, but now living her life in Dubai. And I can't wait for you to meet her, for her to share her story as well. So have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy it wherever you are. Chillax a little bit. Take care of each other. And we see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.